Hi, this is part two of the garden tour, part two of two. And this is thistle, a thistle you're looking at here. This is teasel, and it's flowering now. I've been hoping to film this. Beautiful, beautiful, puffy, just a lovely flower. And the bees seem to like it, although today, and this is my wet bed. So notice there's a lid up on this. This is a compost bin here that was built in. Nasturtium, which is growing on the other side, I planted a plant that I had sprouted, and it's over there, but it's gone all the way underneath here, over there, and crawled out underneath. And so the compost is pretty well broken down. So this is my wet bed. I want to keep my compost wet. So over here on the other side, then I have Gotu Kola. It's a water purifier. It likes marshy, wet conditions. The poppy was a lot of place, I have to admit, but I thought it might look nice there. And then there's Bacopa. You can see right in here where the Gotu Kola has sent runners out, and now it's coming up under the Bacopa. And the Bacopa over here, as an invasive, you can see it's coming out over the side. And it's a plant that will root where it is. So it's doing its thing too. It's happy because it's wet. And then we're going to get in our first set of poppies here. You can see there's a couple happy bees. And we had a big poppy bloom this morning. Really hot yesterday. So what happens when it's hot is the poppies love the heat. And I'll just show you the broad swath. You can see, I like to say ridiculoso. I'm growing the poppies mainly just to watch these bees and watch them swim around in the nectar. These are just lovely, lovely flowers. So I get a kick out every year watching these guys have a good time. So that's a little sense of, and you can swath even over there. This last bed over here is new. So that's the last bed. The first bed I planted, and then that one was later. And this one, you can definitely sense the activity. As we work our way through the garden, there's a volunteer squash and a plantain that's very unhappy. Another shiso, so notice the size. Planted the same time as the ones before, but probably half the size. An artichoke that's ready to eat. Remember, the leaf here is the medicine. Feverfew volunteers everywhere. The plant ID help. And there's your teasel again. Just get a sense of the majesty of this plant. It could literally, that's the stalk of it, and then doot, 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 doot. And then sound effects, no extra charge. Doot, 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 doot. And then you can see the flowering head there. Just magnanimous plant. And then it has these, remember, it has these cups that hold water. Very feminine qualities, the white flower, and then the nasturtium over here. There's some greater celandine flowering, and there's some poppy. You know, these California poppy, these seed pods are really good medicine too for pain. I know it's technically illegal, but I'm growing these myself from cultivation, so I get to use it as I please. There's an ashwagandha over there I just put in, which is a nightshade. A lot of people don't know that. There's an ashwagandha. There's some tulsi. So we're going to work our way over to the next bed. This is figwort that went mutant on me, Scrophularia. I don't think I've ever seen figwort so happy. Just crazy stuff. It shouldn't grow this big, or it hasn't for me. So as you can see here, just a lovely plant, great for the lymphatic system. Prunella vulgaris, I just watered, so the flowers aren't totally happy, but this is the spike, the self-heal spike, and it looks a bit like an orchid on the flowers. Just another gorgeous, gorgeous flower. Some volunteer malva related to marshmallow here. Really good soothing into the cold. More poppies. You'll just see these bees. Absolutely. There was a frenzy a little bit ago. You can see there's just bees in everything here. They are so happy. They are just so happy. You can see the activity here. There's a lot of bee activity. And then I just planted this bed out. This is Mexican tarragon as a gift here. I don't know much about it yet, but I will. Here's all this tulsi. All this tulsi and another gynostemma And then over there you can kind of see the tops of a dock that volunteered in the bed, which is sort of rare to see a yellow dock volunteering in a bed, but I was kind of praying for that. So that's lovely. And then you could just see this activity here. You kind of have to see it to believe it. I just am like, there's literally probably 50 flowers open this morning, and there's just a hum in the air when you see this many bees doing their thing. Lordy, is it fun? There's a wild carrot top right there. Wild carrot. Right above the poppy. See the poppy right here, wild carrot just behind it. Gonna get the flower head in there. See, it's lovely. So the seeds that we're gonna be using, it's good abortifacient. We talk about that when a woman wants a day after pill. Wild carrots viewed as pretty helpful. There's a big castor I planted to keep the gophers out. Seems to be helpful in this bed, although I lost a wild carrot. And again, you just can't believe these poppies. I'm gonna have to do a part 3 maybe. Yeah, we're gonna do a part 3 because there's a few more plants to look at. So part 3 of the garden tour, Health Alchemy Garden, Craig Lane signing off.